Jason, nice to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Your character, George, was, of course, based on Larry David. Any pressure in portraying the show's creator? I guess there was.
Fortunately, when I started doing the show, I didn't know I was playing Larry David. I actually came in thinking I was doing some sort of poor man's Woody Allen imitation. And it was only from meeting and working with Larry that I went, I think this guy is writing his own life. And I began changing my Woody Allen imitation to as good a Larry David imitation as I could do.
And it's iconic too. And you had so many iconic catchphrases and quotable moments from the show. Here's just a slight reminder for our audience at home.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. It's not a lie, if you believe it.
Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you.
I mean, was it heavily scripted? Was there a lot of improvising? Because I know you come from a theatre background.
You are so kind. You know, we're always so flattered when people say, was it improvised? Because it means that it seemed like a natural portrayal. The show was scripted to the comma and to the period, and we would often in taping, if the word was written as and we said but, we'd go back and do another take.
Wow.
And we were happy to do it because I think all four of us would tell you that the exquisite writing on that show is what made us look a lot funnier than we might actually be.
Wow, that's interesting. You posted a poll on Twitter asking people which male character they're most like. Most people chose George. Was there a character on the show that you kind of related to more than George?
That I related to more than George? I would say, you know, I could have been another 20 pounds, and my friend Wayne Knight and I could have swapped roles back and forth. I could have been Newman on any given day. Just, it's a 20-pound variation, that's all.
You know, every fan has their favourite moment and their favourite episode. We wanted to ask you, is there one that stands out for you?
And it's a question that comes up all the time. It's a little bit like saying, do you have a favorite child? Which in my case is my youngest, but my older one. No, it's hard to choose. I can tell you that the one where I first kind of stood up and paid attention, because Seinfeld was not a hit when we came on the air by any stretch of the imagination. The network was not sure if we were going to be on from week to week, and we did a show about 8 or 9 in called The Chinese Restaurant, which, if you remember, is a show where literally nothing happens. It's Jerry, Elaine, and George waiting for a table at a Chinese restaurant. And we read that for the network, and the network just thought they were insane. They said nothing happens, there's no character development, there's no story. And to Larry and Jerry's credit, I guess, they went, well, they didn't say we couldn't do it, and so they did it anyway. And I remember thinking for the first time, these guys may go down with the ship, but it's they really know what they want, they have an aesthetic, and they really pursue their vision. And I remember being very proud of the show, and that was a marker for that.
You know, fans of the show as well were thrilled when Larry David sort of revived it, in inverted commas, on Curb Your Enthusiasm and sort of did that.
Yeah.
Was that a great time to sort of get the gang back together? And did you all look around the table going, maybe we should?
You know, I don't know how everyone else reacted initially. When Larry first floated the idea of doing what was in essence a Seinfeld reunion on Curb, I was excited about working with everybody again, but the difference between Seinfeld and Curb is what you were pointing out before. Seinfeld was scripted. Curb has no script.
Oh,
everybody
really?
is ad-libbing. So on Curb Your Enthusiasm, you know what's supposed to happen in any given scene. Larry has laid that out, but there is no written dialogue. Everyone's making it up as they go. And given the fact, that's hard enough to do when there's 2 people on screen. When there's 4, 5, 6, or 7, I thought it would just be, you know, a freak show. And we had such great simpatico with each other, and we knew each other so well that it was a real proving of how strong the ensemble was, because we sailed through it and we had a great time doing it.
What an amazing team. You were so fortunate to find each other, weren't you?